Gems and gents, happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of the Hustle and Show podcast. I am your host, Natima Sheree, Queen Pen.
I'm your girl, Mel V, the MV Pen.
Tiffany, you're not muted.
It's me, the one true Phoenix. I was still hearing the intro song in my ear. I was like, wait, what? I was sucking the time.
Good.
Hey, everybody.
Good. And we are the Hustle and Shine podcast of the Diamond Riders. So glad to be here. It has been such a day, such a week for all of us. I'm sure you all are paying attention to what's going on in the news. How many of y'all turned your phone off at 2:20? I know I did. I don't know what foolishness they up to, but I want to know parts. TVs off, laptops off, phones off. Do all that foolishness to the rest of the world. Leave me out of it. So yeah, I know it's a few of y'all who did that. I saw it all over the gram and all over Facebook. So shout out to those. And look, it's not paranoia. Okay, we're not paranoid. We just ain't stupid. We know the setup. We know how this government works. So look, shout out to all of you. We got a really great show for you because today is B.A.E Day on the Hustle and Shine podcast. We are talking all things business and entrepreneurship. Now, let me drop this disclaimer because some of y'all just love being petty. We gonna get y'all healed though. All you negative Nancy's and negative Nathans, we gonna get y'all healed. But for those of you who are not there yet, we are not experts. None of us are branding or marketing experts. We all have careers and we all happen to run businesses as well. And so what we share, the perspective that we are going to share from tonight is from just that experience, not expertise. Okay, let's be clear. Don't y'all go telling people that the Queen Pen and the Phoenix and the MV Pen was acting like experts. No, we're not. We acting like three women who have corporate careers and run businesses. And that's what we want to share with you, business and entrepreneurship, hence the title. But before we do, I have a couple of announcements. First of all, to my gems, why y'all ain't registered for open enrollment? What y'all doing? What's what? What is going on? What's going on? Okay, y'all been DMing us. Y'all been sliding in our DMs, texting on our phones, asking when is open enrollment. It's now. It's as of the 1st. Come on, get on top of that. Go to diamondwriters.com/write with us and register today. The interest call is absolutely free. It's no commitment. You don't have to do nothing except listen. You can legit mute your phone and just hear what we have to say about this amazing community. Don't hit me in 6 months talking about, are y'all accepting new diamonds? No, we are now. Now is your time. So make sure that you, again, visit diamondwriters.com/write with us and go ahead and register. We're only doing two interest calls this enrollment season. One is starting tomorrow at 7. Tiff, let them know. 1 and 1 is 2. Okay, we're only doing 2. One is going to be tomorrow at 7 and another next week, also at 7 p.m. on Thursday. You can get all the information right on our website. What is that? Mel, let them know. What is it again?
www.diamondwriters.com/write with us.
That's it, y'all. Like, that's literally it. And so if you have a story to tell, if you need some sisterhood and some encouragement and some accountability, come on, somebody, then go ahead and register. The least you can do is just listen. That's all you got to do is listen. And if you decide this community is not for you, we will not be bothered, honey. We will not be upset with you. We just want to love you and support you. So that's all I had in terms of our announcements. Heading over to you, Miss Tiff.
All right. Thank you very much. And yes, we are serious about that. 2 calls. 1 tomorrow, 1 next week, Thursday. That's it. If not, we see you in 2024 for the next writing season. All right. We're going to take a serious moment right now. We want to, on behalf of the Diamond Writers community, we want to send our love and prayers out to the Morgan State University community in the wake of the mass shooting that happened on their campus last night. 5 individuals between the ages of 18 and 20 were shot. All are expected to survive. The shooter or shooters are still at large, and the police are currently investigating. So this does hit personally home because there is a diamond writer in the community whose child does attend the university, and her child is safe, thank God. And personally, my kids are on their way to Morgan State for band day in a couple of weeks. So this one, it hit close to home. So continue to send love, light, and prayers out to those families who were affected. And let's make sure that we continue to check on our friends and family. Sometimes people are not okay, and this is how they express that. On another note, it is time to sip and shine. All right,
Sip and shine.
Mel,
Oh.
here we go. Let me break out my notes. This week's Sip and Shine goes to Morris Chestnut and the Own Black Wall Street. It airs on Fridays at 8 p.m. on the OWN network. Is this six-part docuseries follows the descendants and the community members of Tulsa, Oklahoma, as they attempt to rebuild the community some 100 years later after the massacre that destroyed the original Black Wall Street. And so tonight we sip and shine to Morris Chestnut. We sip and shine to the OWN network, and we sip and shine to the Tulsa, Oklahoma community who are rising from the ashes, from the Phoenix to you, Tulsa. We see you, Black Wall Street Part 2 coming at you.
Yes. I mean, and it don't hurt that he just fine. I'm sorry. Can I throw that in there? Because he just,
Go ahead.
good God. Just,
So fine.
he's still fine. I'm talking like he been fine since higher learning, boys in the hood. Do I gotta go, girl? Just, and we
He's
love
fine.
what you're doing. We love what you're doing. I mean, you more
And
than I admit, you really
and
are,
his kids fine.
girl.
You
Just
say his kids are fine?
yes,
Girl.
yes.
Like
They
you
got
just
daddy
fine,
genes.
just fine all in your DNA.
Oh, just good
Mhm.
God. And got the nerve to be philanthropic. Man, we love you, sir. So yes, okay. But look, real quick, we forgot to mention we are wearing pink. Okay, because usually on
Hey.
Wednesdays we wear diamonds, but for the month of October, the diamonds we shine in pink in support of breast cancer awareness. And so please join the fight. Make sure that you're wearing your pink. You don't have to wait till Fridays. You can do it on Wednesdays with the Hustle and Shine show. We will be in pink all month long. We are also celebrating National Women's Small Business Month. Hey, because how many know we're a small business over here? And we are super excited to have national recognition for the things, the amazing things that women are doing in business. So make sure that if you are a small business owner and you are a woman, that you go ahead and shout us out on diamondwriters.com or Instagram at Diamond Writers or Facebook at Diamond Writers so that you could be our next sip and shine. So yeah, we want to show as much love as we can to all women who own a small business. And look, sis, your business only gonna be small for a little while, okay? Because we got enterprise mindsets, right? We about to be big. So listen, we small now, but we gonna be big. So let's jump into the topic, ladies. We got a lot for them tonight. Let me get myself
Before
together.
we do,
Go
I got
ahead.
to insert right now.
What's
We
that?
need y'all right now to go to them Diamond Rider pages that were just mentioned. We need you to like. We need you to follow. We need you to share. We need you to subscribe. If you love your Diamond Rider community, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Don't have us in here. Like, we talk to each other all day. We talk to each other on the phone. We talk to each other. We created a community. We got like 7 different group chats.
Group chat.
Each group chat is dedicated to a specific topic or
True
type of
story.
content or whatever. We don't need to talk to each other. We want to talk to you. So come on in here, get in this conversation, start tagging people, start sharing it. Let's get it on and popping.
Please.
Now we
And
can
thank you.
return to
Thank
the
you.
show already in progress.
Okay. Yeah. So look, today we are talking about the title. Sorry, the title of the show is "If There's No Business, There's No Branding." What you branding, sis? If there's no business, and so we really want to focus on business advice, right? That's all we want to do is give you business advice. Now, y'all know I'm an accountability pusher, so some of what I say may sound like critique or judgment. It's not. It's literally stating a problem and then hopefully offering a potential solution. Potential, because again, I'm not an expert. So I want to jump into the first subtopic, ladies, and I want to talk about superficial entrepreneurship. This is a personal issue for me
Mm.
as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, because I feel like social media does a horrible job of portraying entrepreneurship as this easy, super fun, all you have to do is be cute and have a creative idea type of thing. And it is so, as the two of you own businesses, as myself as a business owner, we know that ain't nothing cute about entrepreneurship, at least not the first 3 years. Some can build it a little bit faster. There's a lot of unicorn startups out there in the world, but mine
No.
ain't one of those. And so there's a
Mm-mm.
lot of grit and grind that goes into entrepreneurship where you don't even have time for the superficial cute stuff. So that's really what I want to talk about. I'm gonna come to you first, Mel. Owner of
Yeah.
MVP Management. Talk about, like, what are some of the things, the lies that social media is telling, aspiring entrepreneurs, and really like reducing it to this superficial, tangible item when it's not.
Um, I think social media presents this microwave mentality that, like, you pop it in 20 minutes later, or not even 2 minutes later, you got a whole meal. And that's just not realistic. Like, you in reality, with any startup business, you don't tend to see a real net profit until after at least 2 or 3 years.
Mm-mm.
At least. And that's
Mm.
if you're lucky.
Right.
Um, and I don't think people really understand. Like, people expect to start a business and then, like, they're like, oh, I got money. Like, no, because there's a lot of investment that has to happen in the beginning to get your business to the point where you are now seeing a return on your investment.
Right.
Um, and that doesn't happen right away. Not for everybody. Some, like you said, some people are lucky and it just happens. But most, entrepreneurs, especially sole proprietary entrepreneurs that are running it themselves, we don't see a profit right away.
Mm-mm.
Um, and then feeling like you can be a part-time startup, like that is just like, no, like, I put in more hours in this than I do anything else. Like, there's unfortunately there's no time clock, there's no punch out when you run your own business. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and people don't understand it. Like, I know, like, when I go on vacation and I bring my laptop and they're like, you bring your laptop, I'm like, I run a business. I can go
Mm-hmm.
on vacation. I was like, but who's gonna run my business when I'm gone?
Right.
Like, I still need to be able to maintain what's happening. So when you run your business, there really is no day off.
Right.
Not in the beginning, not until you have built up to a corporation. You got, but in the beginning, there's no day off. There's no downtime. There's no,
Right.
moment of not. It's on you 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
365. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think people don't understand that when they see the entrepreneurs, they see the businesses who have reached a point of success. And
Mm-hmm.
so they see that prize at the end, but they don't understand all the steps that go into that to get to that point. So they think, oh, I have a business idea. I'm going to put it out there and automatically people are just going to come and support. Like, no, it takes a lot of work to build traction, to build, recognition, it's a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
people got to get out of this concept of stick it in the microwave 45 seconds and boom, it's ready to go.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tiff, I'm gonna come to you in one sec, but one
Uh-huh.
thing Mel said gave me a thought that about that microwave mentality is we think if we stick an LLC in the microwave, we're gonna pull out a multi-million-dollar earning business. Like, that is not realistic. And I think my biggest challenge or critique for social media and these social influencers and social entrepreneurs is that they're only showing the end result. They're robbing people of the beauty of the process. What does the process look like? We take all these photo shoots and we post all these reels, sipping in Paris. And first of all, Paris is dirty, but whatever. It really is. We take that's overrated, but that's just me. We do all these superficial things in terms of encouraging others to be entrepreneurs, when really that's not realistic. That is not the true depiction or picture of entrepreneurship at all. It is not just photo shoots and car rides and reels. And no, it is literally hours and hours of building. You are more than the CEO. You're also the business development team. You're the sales team. You're the logistics team. You're the product team. You're the distribution team. You are HR. You are wearing so many hats. I don't have time for photo shoots. Like I'm like, yo, where do these people have all of this time for this superficial crap? Because I don't have time for it. You are your own accountant in
Nope.
CPA. You are your own compliance lead. You got to make sure that things are in order. And the last thing I'm going to say before I go to the Phoenix is if you are in business and you are operating without legal documentation that validates your organization, you need to stop. Take a break and go get the legal things that you need to operate in business because you do not want that to hit you later. I know a few people who was running a business without any license, no type of legal filing, and it caught up with that. So please do yourself a service and a justice and make sure that you have that paperwork in place and register your business. Go ahead, Phoenix.
You jumped right in my head. So I learned the term a long time ago. If I spot it, I got it. And I'm going to say for a handful of years, I was one of those people who was like, I'm doing these things and calling myself an entrepreneur. I have a business. I have a program that I'm doing. And my email to contact me ended with Gmail. It didn't end with whatever. And that was for a couple of reasons. First, it started out because I was ignorant and didn't know any better. And so I had to change my circle in the rooms that I had these conversations in so that I could understand more about the import. And this is coming from somebody who has a marketing degree, right? Understand the importance of really like, if I'm going to do this, let me do this legit. Like, and it's not expensive, but it does cost like some money to register, and you got to follow the steps and all that other stuff, right? So I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna like point fingers and shame the devil if somebody is out there doing that. What we're gonna let you know is like, okay, if you sitting there and you getting your little coin from doing your little pop-up shop, let me bring that back. Ooh, because when we say little, it's kind of low vibrational. If you're getting your coin, selling your merch, or attending pop-up shops, or you online, you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, instead of buying another bag or in going on another trip or whatever it is, take that money and then put it back into the organization by registering it as an LLC or sole proprietorship or whatever it is, however it is you choose to do it, because then it becomes a tax write-off. And really do it, and do understand that yes, a lot of businesses fail, but failure just means that's opportunity for you to recalibrate, look at what you did right, analyze what you did wrong, and start all over again. So that was my first thing. When you were talking about superficial entrepreneurship, that was the first thing that came to mind. Everybody with their Instagram page and they got a business, but there's nothing behind it. It's just the facade. All right.
They got a
The
brand,
second thing that
no
you
business.
mentioned,
Right.
I ain't even gonna say that they got a brand yet, because branding, you don't even have to have a business to brand. First of all, I'm gonna drop a gem right now. Pay attention, people. When you are starting your business, you are your brand. So how you show up in meetings or you speak about your business, that is your first step in branding. Not getting a cute little logo or setting up a social media page. You are your brand. So that is the first thing, and that doesn't take a lot of money. That just takes you investing in you and how you carry yourself and how you portray yourself. So that was that there. The other thing, you were sitting here dropping terminology that some of these people aren't even aware of. You talking compliance, you're talking HR, you're talking all of these things here, and people are sitting here like, what that got to do with entrepreneurship or business? And that's where I'm like, go directly to business school. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. Like, really do some investigating into what it is that you're doing. You can have a wonderful idea. You can have all of the the means, the financial means to be able to launch this business or whatever it is. But if you don't have the intelligence on the back end to know what it is that you have to do yourself or when to
Mhm.
outsource and get support from
Mhm.
somebody else, your business is going to fail. It's a
Right.
balance. It's more to being cute
Right.
and putting out a cute product. And the
Right.
last thing I'm going to say is for those who are already entrepreneurs, you have some success in your business or whatever. Don't gatekeep. Don't, yeah, I understand you went through whatever it was that you went through and you had to do your research and all this, that, next, another. But if someone else is asking you for a moment of your time and how you did something, or how do I go about obtaining this license or getting that, don't gatekeep and tell them to go and look it up like you did. Like, damn, that's some shady shit. Like, what
Yep.
you afraid of? Like, right there to me, when you do
Right.
that, automatically you intimidated, you afraid of the competition, and you ain't gonna rock. So
Period.
that's it for now.
That's good stuff,
I said a word.
though.
That was
That's
good stuff. Yeah, you said something, Tip, about the when you was talking about the tax write up, and I'm like, people don't even understand. Like, they don't want that investment. Like, yeah, you got to pay to register with the state. Some people, and it's all about research. Because I know people that paid for an EIN number, and I'm like, you do know EIN numbers are free,
free.
but it's that
You
thing
pay
that's
for
like
somebody to file your EIN number.
right,
Right.
what you could have done for free, but like filing with the state and getting your proper paperwork, you don't really even understand how much you're benefiting yourself in the long run. Because especially if you have a home based business, everything in your house is a tax write off. Your rent, your light, your internet,
Wi-Fi. Yep.
your you know what I'm saying, the miles on your car, your clothing that you buy, like all of this stuff can
Your
be written off
cell
on your
phone.
taxes. Your
Yep.
cell
Cell
phone,
Get
phone.
a
Yep.
separate number for your business. Oh,
I mean,
Jesus.
equipment. I mean, your laptop, anything that you do that you use for your business, even if it's in your house, can be used as a tax write off. But it only serves as a tax write off if you register your business.
If you register your business.
So you're actually costing yourself more money by not
Mhm.
registering the business than registering it and getting your tax breaks and your tax write-offs at the end of the year. Because like, even if you have a 9 to 5 where you file taxes, you'll be surprised at how much more of a refund you can get because you have a home-based business or another business by all the things you can't write off from your 9 to 5. Like your 9 to 5, none of this stuff counts. But with your business, all
It
of
all
that stuff
depends.
that you pay for anyway,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna pay for it anyway. You're gonna pay for
Mm-hmm.
light. You're gonna pay for your internet. You're gonna drive your car. You're gonna pay for gas. You're gonna pay for miles. All of these things you're gonna pay for regardless. But why not get a tax credit for them? And you can only
Exactly.
do that by registering your business and being legit. And a lot of people don't realize that because you operate superficially and you're like, oh, I'm struggling. Well, guess what? You could have got you $4,000 in March from your tax refund that helped your business, but you ain't registered. Do it the right way.
Exactly.
Have an
Exactly.
EIN and an SS number.
And again, going back to what Mel just said about the whole superficial thing, I really do blame a lot of these business owners because they only show those parts of the business. They're not showing the hard work. Not all. I'm not saying all. There are a few that do show the process. They show the work. They show the work etiquette. They show the work ethic. They show, all of these different things and how to build. There's a lot of influencers that share how to get grants, which ones to apply for, how to write a business plan. There's a lot of that. But I think a lot of these major influencers, who majority of the people are subscribing to and following their school of thought, they literally think just having a great idea and having a creative idea is enough to build a business. That could work, but there are so many other components to building a business beyond the idea. The idea is just the start. You know how many people have great ideas? Doesn't mean that they're going to be successful business owners, because there's so much more that goes into it. And one of the things I want to take a minute and discuss, and this is not a part of the original lineup, but y'all know, when I'm spirit led, I got to do what I hear. I want to take a minute and talk about the intrinsic qualities and the character that is required for true success and sustainable entrepreneurship. Because again, we miss that opportunity in social media. Now, I'm not saying it's social media's job to teach everybody, but if you are going to hold the position of influencer, then you need to make sure that the information that you're giving is credible, that the information that you're sharing is valid, and that it is applicable. And so, one of the things that many people do not talk about, with the exception of one of my good friends, Tiffany, she used to have an organization called Kingdom Boss. Shout out to her and that organization. She literally focused on dealing with the person, the business owner, dealing with their character, their mindset, discipline. Y'all hate that word almost as much as y'all hate accountability, discipline. And so those are some of the things I actually want to talk about. And if we don't get to the other topics, so be it. I have to go based on what I'm hearing God say. And we need to talk about the character of a successful businesswoman or businessman. Y'all know we for the ladies. So I'm gonna come to you first, Tiff. What are some qualities and things that people can do to develop those intrinsic skills that'll help them run a business and maintain a business?
I'm gonna answer that, but just really briefly. What made me think of when you were speaking about the influencers and making sure they're credible. One of the things that I've noticed that seems to be a trend right now is everybody, a lot of them who have X amount of following or speak to having X amount of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales annually or whatever it is. They're like, sign up for my master class and I'll show you how to.
And then they master class be $3,000.
And then they master class be stuff that we can Google.
And so that's what I was getting ready to sit there and say. It automatically, to me, starts feeling like a Ponzi scheme, because where they're making these hundreds of thousands of dollars from is not from them selling their product or providing their service. It's from giving these bullshit ass master classes that if you would have sat down for the 3 hours that they're going to have you could have sat down in the library for free, get a library card. That's answer number one to one of those things there. And did the due diligence. One of the things, see, there's a difference between gatekeeping and somebody like, I tried and I couldn't find the answer and asking for help, and then somebody just like, give me how you did it. So what is your plan so I can copy and paste it, Right. So that was the first thing that came to mind with that one, was like, be careful who it is that you follow or what you listen to or whatever it is. Make sure that things are credible. Just like when you're going to school or you're getting a doctor, a mechanic, a dentist, whatever it is, you want to make sure that, you don't just walk into anybody's doctor's office and hand your body over to them or whatever it is. You ask for referrals, right? Do the same thing when you're looking for a mentor. Oh, look, there's number 2. So number 1, get a library card, learn and get very familiar with the business section of your library. Number 2, get a mentor. Not somebody who's going to spoon feed you information, but somebody who's going to support you and understand, like, this is where you want to go and help guide you on that path. And I think number 3, understand that, and this is the season that I am in now, feedback is nourishment. Okay. Yes, everybody loves to hear how great things are with what they're doing, but the real growth comes in the constructive criticism and the analysis of how you're doing things. Like, if you really had it all together, if all your I's were dotted, all your T's were crossed, then you would be excelling. Right. But if there's a hurdle that's in the way that's keeping you from going, that means you need to get feedback and support, and you need to take it in and not take it as an attack on you or your product, your service, or whatever it is, but on, like, if I really listen to what this person is saying, is it going to take me to the next level? So take your emotion out of it. Even though this is your baby, like, this is your business, is your baby, take the emotion out of it and understand, like, what Ice-T say in New Jack City, this ain't personal, this is business. Or no, that's what right, like, but y'all get what I'm saying. This is this is business. Don't take it personal.
What about you, Mel? What would you offer in terms of building character that creates success in their business?
Um, wow. I'm like, I definitely think you have to be okay with going by yourself.
Mm.
Um,
Mhm.
so oftentimes we get stagnant in our vision and our purpose because other people don't believe it or don't want to go with you.
Mhm.
And understanding that when God gives you a vision and a purpose, He gave it to you. He'll provide he'll place the right people around you to help and support, but He didn't give the vision to everybody. So there are
Mhm.
gonna be people that don't understand. And it's not your job to make them understand. Your
Right.
job is to fulfill the purpose and fulfill the
Right.
vision.
Right.
So I feel like you have to be okay with losing people. You have to be okay with leaving people behind. So many of us are not okay with stepping away. And so we get stuck in this pigeonhole because we're trying to satisfy other people.
Right.
So I think that's one.
Mhm.
Um, you have to be intellectual in what you're offering. The worst thing you can be as a business owner is to not be able to articulate what you're selling or what you're doing in an efficient manner to a consumer, to an investor, to whomever. Um, know your product, know your service, and not just on the basis of what you offer. Know it in depth
Mm-hmm.
because when people feel like you don't know what you're doing and what you're offering, that's the quickest way to lose consumers, investors, interest, all of that. Like know your service, know your product, research, read, tips to investigate, like study
Mhm.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
Understand all the benefits, the pros and the cons of what you have to offer so
Yeah.
that you can fully express that not only in the way you market and advertise your business, but when you're speaking to your clients
Mhm.
and your customers.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, a lot of business owners don't do that. They just know what they do. Oh well, I make candles, so I can tell you about the candle, but you don't know nothing about the stuff that's in the candle. You got to know everything, not just what the final product is. Know what goes into it. Know what it takes. Know the process so that you can explain that to people. Because true long time consumers, they want information. They
Mhm.
want to know. They're not just in it for. It's not unfortunately until you get to the status of Gucci and Fendi and Prada, they're not just buying your product just based off the name.
Mhm.
You have to make it make sense to them. Um, and lastly is be personable. A lot of business owners, sadly, have very, very, very poor interpersonal skills. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to be courteous, kind, and friendly. Um, they carry whatever's happening in their life into their business, and then they project that onto their clientele. And sadly, um, businesses of color get that stigma and that stereotype way more than others. That we have attitudes, we're not personable, we don't have great customer service. Um, so work on your interpersonal skills, how to communicate effectively, how to be welcoming and inviting to your clientele, both in person and on your social media websites. People, like Tiff said earlier, you are the brand. So before people buy into your product, they buy into you.
Yeah.
So you come off very standoffish, attitudinal, lackluster. Chances are people are gonna be like, yeah, I don't really care. I don't want to know what's happening. So
Right.
yeah, those are
Right.
my key points of things that make a good business. Like know your stuff, educate yourself, and be personable.
Those are all so good. Like, thank y'all so much. One of the things I want to go back to for those who are just joining the show, it is Bay Day here. It is all about business and entrepreneurship, and we are talking about there is nothing to brand without the business. And so we want to make sure that we're giving you and offering you tools in offering you advice and things that we've done to build our businesses, not as experts, but as actual business owners. And right now, we're focusing on the character of a business owner. I know we talk about investing in our logos and our website and our link tree pages and our QR codes and our wardrobe and the car we drive, and let's impress the people with stuff. But one of the things that my father used to always say growing up is don't allow your personality to take you where your character cannot keep you. And if you want to sustainable business, you have to have the character of a business owner. What works in white America does not work in the black community. They can get away with robbing and stealing and taking people's ideas and then turning it into multi-million-dollar businesses. That don't work with us, right? Not that we want it to, right? I'm simply just saying it doesn't work for us. And so some of the things that I want to offer you as a business owner, things that I had to learn, some the hard way, some were innate, and some came naturally to me. But first, it's build from an authentic place, build from your idea. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to have a similar idea or a comparable idea to someone else. What I'm saying is make sure that it's authentic, because we can tell when it's not. There are millions of makeup companies, but Fenty is one of the top. Why? Because Rihanna is authentic. It was her idea, her vision. She did it from what was in her mind and in her heart. So I'm not saying you're not going to have similar brands and similar items and products and services, but when you operate from a place of authenticity, your gifts make room for you in the market versus you having to force what you offer in the market. I hope that's making sense. The other thing is you have to be consistent. I have been in business for a really long time. Okay. And my business is still in struggle zone. And what I mean by struggle zone, meaning we ain't making a whole lot of money. We're making sustainable profit. I want to make a surplus. I want to make some money, but I'm not there yet. And I'm okay with being consistent. And with consistency comes discipline. You got to be disciplined. You cannot expect to do one good week and then you think, oh, I'm good for the rest of the year. No, 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 no. That was that week. You have to stay disciplined and structured. Another one, y'all already know, accountability. I'm gonna hold y'all accountable. Y'all out here applying for these PPP loans and just lying, and some of y'all is going to jail. I've been watching. Accountability and integrity are the
ain't got one employee.
Not one. And accountability and integrity is literally going to set you apart from others in business. You have got to stay accountable and act in integrity. You can't cut corners. You can't be lying. You can't be borrowing from your account and not showing record of that. Listen, I'm not going to give a bunch of examples. Y'all know what it means to act in integrity and what it doesn't. Okay. Y'all are grown. One of the biggest things that have benefited me as a business owner is remaining coachable and trainable and teachable. You got to let other people show you. You don't know everything. If you did, you would be a multi-million-dollar corporation, but you're a small business. So learn from the big business owners. Learn from those who have been doing this longer and who have been doing it well. Okay, because sustainability is better than overnight success. It's better than going viral. I know that that's the thing to do. Oh, I'm gonna put on one YouTube video and I'm gonna go viral. Yeah, but is it sustainable? Clearly, if you viral, that means the person who was viral last week is no longer popping. Why? Because that's how media works. One minute somebody's up, the next they're not. So you want something sustainable, not just popular. Okay. The last thing I want to say is commit to your vision. Trust yourself. A lot of people don't buy into the Diamond Writers, and I don't care because I believe in the vision that God has given me for this community and this organization. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, being purpose driven versus profit driven. I am a purpose driven organization. And so, no, we don't make a ton of money, but we are impacting lives. And that's more important to me than anything else in the world because I'm doing okay financially. Okay. So, so those are just some of the things I wanted to share. As my co-host said, build your business acumen, know your product, know your service, and then really just stick to it long enough for you to actually see fruit. No one plants a seed and then goes back and digs it up looking for an apple. You have to plant it, water it, nurture it, let the sun beam on it, give it some time. and then you go back and harvest, and you reap what you sow, or you reap what you invest, or whatever. So I want to go to the comments, ladies. We got a lot of comments over here, and then we're going to
Mhm.
switch to our next topic. And God just gave us that extra one. I'm here for it. Listen, I'm here for it. I love when God get all up involved. So we got some of our diamonds in the building. Hey now, hey Joyce.
Hey.
Oh, thanks for being here. Hey Jessica, that is our culture keeper. We are happy to see you. Joyce says you are worthy. Come shine with us. Come on, tell the gems. Go and get they shine
Come
on.
on.
Jessica, she said, go register right
Right
now.
now.
Right now, y'all. Go
Not
ahead.
now, but right now.
But right now. Tiara says, hey, ladies. Hey, T. Welcome to the show. So glad to see you. Who else we got in the building? We got some other folks. They go Shell Mac. That's what I was looking for. Hello there. My equals blown. Hey, welcome back. We love that you are a regular now. Says, hey now, no foul language. YouTube is watching. Our bad. We don't get it together. Me and Tiffany are actually going to pray and work on our profane and vulgar language. We New Yorkers. It's not an excuse, but it is.
It's
Okay.
colorful exploit.
We just gonna have to click the explicit button when we
We
post.
do. But we
Wait,
sorry, my equals
this
blown. But we so appreciate you being here with us another week. We love your consistency. We really, really appreciate the support. This is a new face. Oh, hey, is it pronounced Tanya?
that's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Hey, best
Hey!
friend. Go, best friend. She says true. And libraries also offer lots of classes and resource groups also for free. Free 99. Now,
We
y'all
like
know as
it.
writers, we love the library. So, y'all already know. Welcome, Tanya. Thanks for being here. It is pronounced Tanya, is it, Tiff?
Yes, Tanya.
Awesome, awesome. We got another one. Hey, Cassandra. She says, hello, queens. Hello, beautiful.
Hey.
Thank you for being here with us. We so appreciate it. This means a lot to us to see you all every week as we are growing this platform and growing this community. It means a lot. So y'all can just drop some gems, hit those hearts, hit those lights, get those algorithms kicked up for us so that more women can be blessed by what we're trying to do here on this platform. All right, ladies, y'all ready for the next topic?
Let's
I'm
go.
ready.
I am. All right. Let's go into the next topic. We are talking about business that makes sense.
Ooh, can I kick this
Okay.
one off?
You of
No, go
course.
ahead. You get started.
No, you can.
I can.
Yes.
Okay.
For it.
Business that makes sense. Both terms. Sense as in logic, sense as in dollars.
Mm-hmm.
All of the advice that I've ever been given from anybody who has mentored me or I've gone to speak on my businesses and what it is that I want to do has said the same thing over and over again. Do what you love and that you would do for free, because that is where your heart is and that's what will make you happy. When I tell you that being part of the Diamond Writers is not for me to get coin, it is literally for me to be on a healing journey, to share my stories, to be in a room, in a space where other women who are like mind and like spirits on the same path in the same journey. Now, the Queen Pen has a vision for all of us in this space, and I'm all for it. I am here. I am one. I was saying that, I was like, wait, I was looking through our pictures and I'm like, the faces change, the locations change, but it's two faces that stay the same.
Come on,
And that,
family member.
and I'm like, wow, I have really been on this journey. And why? Because I'm doing it from the heart. I'm doing what makes sense in my head to me. And if it eventually gives me sense as in dollars, then hallelujah, praise all the mighty, because I have found my calling. Don't do something because you think it's going to be the quick come up, because that is your quickest way to fail, especially anything that is trendy or fleeting. Everything is a cycle. Everything rinse, repeats, and washes every 20 to 25 years. Whether it is fashion, whether it is entertainment, it recycles. And if you get on the bandwagon at the wrong time of the cycle, then you are not going, it's for naught.
Mhm.
So when we say do what makes sense, it's what makes sense to you, not your pocket.
That's
What
right.
makes sense to your spirit,
Yep.
not your bottom line.
Yep.
Because if it is meant to be, it will all fall into place. So that's all I had to say for now.
But that was so good. Oh, I
Yeah.
wish we had a gym dropping sound because that
We
was so
going to.
good.
You're gonna get
I
one.
got this deck thing over here. I'm gonna figure out how to make the little sounds of the like or something or whatever. You just gotta give me a couple of weeks to play with my new toy, and
That
then we're gonna
was
be in here dropping bombs and all that stuff.
all that stuff.
All
But
that.
that was so good. Oh my gosh, that was such a good synopsis and a good overview of exactly what this subtopic is about. Is moving in a business and making business decisions that make sense to you, not that are trendy. Because real quick, we was all on this Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Bandwagon. What's happening with Bitcoin now? Okay, listen, I'm not trying to
I
talk to nobody. I'm just saying, y'all
I
jump on
I
it, and it wasn't for you, and it was not for you. You have to do what works for you. And here's one thing I want to offer before I come to you, Mel. I want you to understand the difference between your hobbies and your gifts, because some of us are trying to build businesses out of our hobbies, and there's nothing wrong with hustling your hobby if you can make some side money with that. But your gifts are what make room for you. Your gifts
Mhm.
don't have to be forced at all, they flow out of you. So you might be good at something, but it may not necessarily be the thing that you're supposed to be anchored in business. Okay, I'm good at a lot of stuff, administrative stuff and strategy stuff, and I do that in corporate America. But the stuff that I do in my business and in this community and what I'm building based on the vision that God gave me is from the heart, as Tiff said. So it flows out of me. I don't have to force nothing. Even on days that I don't feel like it, it's just coming forth. It's just
Mhm.
coming through because it's a part of who I am. It's innate. The gifts exist on the inside. And so I don't have to create much at all. I just have to show up as myself, and then I can produce in that space and in that medium. So that's one of the things I want to offer. Identify your hobbies and then know what your gifts are. Like, what is it that you can offer the world in a unique way, even if other people around you are doing something similar? Because that'll
Mhm.
also keep you from getting discouraged when you see sister girl business growing and yours is still small. It's small for now because your tribe is coming, your audience is coming, your customers are coming if you stay authentic to what it is you're supposed to do. Because the minute you try to emulate or mimic someone else, you're not going to attract their customers. And then you're also going to miss your own because your customers are looking for you and your brand. So I
Mhm.
just had to get that off my chest and share that real quick. Thank you, Tiff.
Yeah.
All right, Mel, I'm coming over to you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
No,
dominate.
no, you fine. Listen, and look, just I'm a selfishly plug here. Since Tima was talking about gifts and purposes, if you want more intel on that, you can hop on YouTube and watch my little gym class on talents, gifts, and purpose, and
Yes.
how to line them up. Help you out. Let me help you figure them things out.
Get that all figured out.
Yeah, because there is a difference between talents, gifts, and purpose.
That
Very
part.
different. Um, I feel like y'all covered it, like pretty much covered it, but um, like is it not only has to make sense to you, it also needs to make sense in the culture and environment that you're in.
Come on.
Um,
That's good.
it's like if I was building a store in the desert, there's no need for me to sell sand. That wouldn't really make sense. But
Mhm.
water, however, might be something that makes sense. So you really have to pay attention to where you are in your demographic because there are things that necessarily don't make sense to sell or to offer in that demographic. Does that mean that you can't offer in a different demographic? You may need to sell somewhere else. But you
Mhm.
got to pay attention to what makes sense to the time and the culture and the space that you're in. Um, and you need to be able to stand behind your product and it be believable and
Mm.
true.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes we offer products, or I find that you get people that sell products that they themselves won't even use. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
That part.
Because
Exactly.
how can you give me an accurate
Yeah.
testimony to what you're selling if it's not something you actually use?
Okay. Selling waist trainers and knowing they got a tummy tuck. Get your ass off the damn post.
I was
So yeah, outside of it making sense to you, make sure it makes sense in the audience and the demographic that you're going for.
Yeah.
You
Market
can't.
alignment. That's
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
I got to piggyback on one of those
That's
too.
so good.
Yeah, make sure that it makes sense there, because ultimately, if it doesn't make sense in your demographic, it's not going to make sense in your pocket.
Period.
So
Mel.
you got to make
Go
it
ahead, Tiff.
line up. You have to make it
Exactly.
line up. And
I
just
was
make sure the weight. Sorry, the last thing is just make sure make sure that outside of just your product making sense, make sure that your product and the way you're marketing and presenting it makes sense. Because if I am trying to sell, or for case in point, the Diamond Riders, we're about healing and supporting and encouraging what we're doing. So everything that we promote and everything we put out there needs to reflect that. It wouldn't make sense if we're promoting healing and sisterhood, but everything you see about us is ratchet and catty and hood. It's not going to make sense. So if you're
Come on.
selling a product that promotes, skincare or whatever and things like that, then it has to make sense in what you're
Yeah.
putting out there. You
Right.
can't say this is what I'm doing, but then the way you're presenting it totally negates what you're saying you're trying to do.
mhm.
Exactly.
If that
Yep.
makes sense. So
I have two things to add to that. The first one is in my journey through entrepreneurship and being a small business and brand, I dibbled and dabbled in cosmetology and everything like that. And I want to say that there was one particular salon that I worked in. They did not play about image. We cannot be a beauty salon. We cannot be a full service salon. And we're coming in flat face, messy clothes, hair unkempt. Like, who wants to sit down in somebody's chair and pay hundreds of dollars for a service and you looking like you need to get service? That's like going to the mechanic and his stuff is sitting on bricks. Like
right.
his stuff is like again,
Listen,
or going to a dentist who has yuck mouth. Like
I was getting out
Right.
my head, Tim, because I was like, that's happened. And I'd be like, bruh,
you would not go to a dentist with yuck mouth. So why would I go and get a service from somebody who does not embody what that service is? So that's what I was talking about initially when I was talking about you are your brand, and everything like that. But one of the things that I want to say is when it comes down to sense is people would be like, nobody supports me. Nobody likes or shares or comments on my posts. I attend these events and nobody comes to support me. And I'm going to throw this back at you. When was the last time you commented or shared or responded to somebody else's post or attended their pop-up shop or their event or something like
Period.
that? You cannot be sitting here waiting for your blessings to come to you and you not blessing somebody else. You cannot be sitting here talking about my business is not growing. Perfect example. I attend a pop-up shop. If I'm a vendor at a pop-up shop, my goal is to make sure that go see every other booth that is there, and B, of those things that are there, to buy something from them in support, because business is give and take.
Yep.
You can't be sitting there talking about you have the best of something, this, that, next, and another, and expect everybody to flock to you like you're Queen of Sheba sitting on high, looking down at the other peasants and their little teeny tiny businesses. Like, no. Do not do that. Do not do that, because we spoke on it in two different episodes, one on sisterhood and friendship, and the other one, I think it was our last entrepreneur episode. You got the person who you buy from or you speak to about your product, it may not be for them, but they may know somebody else who does, and vice versa. If you're going and you're attending a pop-up shop event, or you're out and about and you see something and it's not for you, but you know your mom might like it or somebody in your circle might like it, it's nothing to take the person's information and forward it to them. Doing that costs you nothing but a few moments of your time.
Mm-hmm.
And God blesses those who bless others. So you
Yep.
can't be sitting there with your hand out waiting for somebody to give you something that you don't give back.
Teach.
Mm-hmm.
Teach, Tiff. Come on. The Phoenix has spoken. Man, that is so good. That is so good. And unfortunately, we live in a world where people are afraid to support others because, one, we selfishly don't want to see them doing better than us, or two, we are threatened that if we do help them, that somehow makes them bigger and better than us. Not realizing, and this is something I had to learn, not because I was stubborn, but because I just didn't realize it until the opportunity came. When you are in the right sphere of influence, and y'all forgive me, I couldn't say sphere right because of my braces, but when you are surrounded by certain people, the residue of their success, the residue of their favor, it gets on you. But if you're not close enough and you're not sharing and you're not supporting, then you way too far and you remove yourself from opportunities that they can pull you in. Let me tell you something. Every single one of the diamonds that I have ever supported have gone on to author books and do other things. Do I get credit for it? No, because God sees that I was being obedient and doing simply what he said. But inadvertently, I am extremely blessed because of the investments that I've made in other women. So that's why I'm like, I don't mind supporting other people. I don't mind championing other women. I'm not afraid that they'll go forth and be successful. I want that for them because the residue, it will fall back on you. Like, you ever clean your windshield wipers and you notice that it spray on the car next to you, behind you, some of the, that's exactly how it works in favor. When you are close enough and in proximity, and that's my word for 2024. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Proximity, honey, you gonna catch all of that. So no, diamonds, keep leveling up. Keep being blessed. Keep doing more, because all of that residue is hitting me and I'm grateful for it. In the same way, everything that I do to serve this community and every door that God is opening, what's the first thing I'm doing? I'm reaching back and bringing you with me. If I make it to the top, I'm sending the elevator back down. We have got to stop being afraid of seeing other people succeed and change our mindset and say, you know what? If that sis is going to do it, I'm going to learn from her and then I'm going to do it too. Yeah. But instead, y'all too busy hating. And I got to shout out real quick Tiara, aka Sweets Rights, because this is the number one champion. If you want support, your post shared, you want your business reposted and branded, that sister stay on it. So much love to you, Tiara. You continue to champion this community. You champion every single one of the diamonds. And just know we love you too. Sometimes our algorithms, we don't always see your post in our feed, but there's nothing wrong. And I'm not speaking to just you, Tiara, but anybody who owns a business, just ask. You have not because you ask not. That's in the word. You want somebody to share? Ask them. Would you mind sharing this? Y'all don't mind putting your damn Cash App up for your birthday, asking and begging for money. You better ask these people to share your business. You better ask these people to support your event or your pop-up or your next book coming out. Shameless plug. Y'all see us in April 2024. I'm just saying, ask. It's okay to ask. All right.
And also, quick thing, just to piggyback on you real quick, Tima, just quick thing. Also, understand that when you support others, that doesn't necessarily mean that the support is going to come back from them. The blessings that come back don't necessarily, you're not doing it, you're not buying from this person because you want them to come back and buy from you. Hopefully they do. But by you showing that support to them, you open up room for somebody else to come in and bless you. And also people see that. Yep. When people see you support other people, it makes people want to support you.
That's right.
When you look
Yep.
selfish and stingy, it makes people, it pushes people away from you, not
It
gravitate
repels
to you.
them. Yep.
So
Exactly.
supporting other people is not just about them coming back and support you. It opens the gate for other people to come and support you. So you went and bought a shirt from them. Now three people gonna come and buy something from you.
Come on.
It works. So that was it.
Yes. Talk
I
about
was
it.
I was in a Zoom earlier, full of Black women, and we were talking about being the only one in the room or the only one in the space and all that other stuff. And what was said is that if you happen to be the only one in the space, make sure that you leave the door open for the next one to come through. And here's why I wholeheartedly believe that. Because just because I let you in the room doesn't mean I should be intimidated by you. Matter of fact, we should support one another, because it might be one of those things. I have nephews who are in the military, and there's this exercise that they do where they have to help each other up the wall. It's not that somebody gets to the top of the wall and flips over and then keeps going. What happens is that the base is formed to help somebody up on top of the wall, and then they keep helping each other up, like the game Barrel of Monkeys. That, like, they keep pulling each other up. So even if sis gets ahead of me, my heart hopes that she remembers I'm the one that let her in the room, so that she lets me into the room that she's in. And we just keep leapfrogging like that. And then somewhere along the line, we pick up the momentum and we get some more people, and we're all leapfrogging and we're all elevating and we're all sustaining.
Yes.
Stop thinking that the person next to you is your competition when they actually could be your teammate to help. That could be the person that's going to help you level up. That same person that you were sitting there trying to keep at an arm's distance because you're intimidated by them, their energy, and what it is that they bring to you is the person that is needed to get you into your next space.
Ooh, that's good. Come on, Tiff. Help the people
I have
tonight.
no gems to drop at the end of this
I
episode.
know. I was gonna say we're not gonna have nothing for the gym drop, but look, we are running out of time. We did have two more subtopics for y'all. We may have to bring them back next episode, but I do want to touch on purpose driven versus profit driven business. And I'm not talking nonprofit versus for profit. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about the heart condition when you start the business. The reason I really, really want to touch on this is because we live in a world where everyone is so focused on securing the bag for themselves and getting it for themselves, and everybody want to be in the 3 comma club. Half the people don't even know why they want to be in the 3 comma clubs, because everybody else wants to be in the 3 comma club. And unfortunately, we are not doing things that make us feel fulfilled. We're doing things that we think will fill our bank accounts. And I can tell you, if you just look at rich and wealthy Americans, most of them are not happy. They got a lot of money with jacked up families, children that strung out, wives and husbands that hate each other. So let me tell you something. Money is not all of it. It's not the end all be all. It is not the greatest thing. And I know some of you think it is, but I'll speak for myself. It is not. There have been seasons where I made a whole lot of money, and the only people that remembered me working that hard were my kids. And that's because I missed so much with them. My bosses don't remember me working that hard. My clients don't remember me working that hard because it didn't matter. It only affected my children. And so I've learned, no, I ain't working this hard no more. That life don't even matter to me. I want to live in purpose. I want to operate in purpose. And so I'll come to you first, Mel. I want to talk just really quick about what it means to show up in a purpose disposition in business versus focusing on securing the bag and building a profit.
Yeah. The biggest key to that is authenticity. I know for me, being, running my management company and being in the field that I'm in, I get DMs and messages all the time from people, from artists that want management. And I know that if I was more profit driven, I would have way more money because I could have way more clients. But I'm very strategic and specific about who and what I attach my brand and my name to, because I know the vision and what it's supposed to stand for. And so I'm not going to water down my purpose for the sake of $1. And I'm always like, if I can't stand behind what it is, out and open, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And so I look at clients sometimes, and there's no shade to them. Like, that's great. But I'm like, I can't manage you if I know that I'm not going to listen to your music. How do I sell you to somebody else when I'm not listening to it?
That's so good.
There may be people that will, but I'm not. And for the sake of increasing my bank account, I'm not going to falsify my narrative by proclaiming to be in love or like something that I know in my heart I'm not.
Right.
And that's where purpose driven comes from. It has to be in your heart. It has to be authentic. This has to be something that you can stand by with an honest and true statement and say, I believe in this. I don't care if you believe in it. I don't care if you like it. This is what I believe in.
Yeah.
And then the profit stuff will come. You know what I'm saying? My business is not, I ain't struggling. I ain't bankrupt. Like, it's doing what it needs to do. But I'm okay with that because everything that I do, every event that I do, every artist that I manage, every brand that I develop, I don't have a problem sticking my name and my face to it.
Yeah. That's so
And
good.
if I can't do that, that's a problem for me.
That is so good.
Yeah.
That is so good. My pastor used to always say, do what you love and the money will come as a result of your work. And so I so agree with that. Tiff, I'm gonna come to you. Purpose driven versus profit driven.
It's for me, it's segueing off of what Mel just said, and it's about the quality of the work or the effort versus the quantity. I would always much rather have something that is strong and potent, even if it's in little doses, versus something that is mass produced and fake. And when you are operating out of a profit mindset versus a purpose mindset, it definitely shows up when you enter the room and you start speaking to the people about what it is that you were doing. I'm not sure if it picked up when I said it. Mel was talking and I said, yeah, you got to practice that elevator pitch. If all you're sitting there is talking about the dollars off the rip, only a handful of people are really going to listen to you. People want to know what heart it is behind what it is that you're doing. Like, what is that heart behind it? What is the motivation? Is the motivation to go viral, to be the next big or whatever it is? And even if that is the case, even if you're doing what you're doing because you want to be the next big whatever, you want to be, you're in entertainment, you want to be the next biggest entertainer, whatever it is, that is great. But is it a grassroots, something that is internal, that's been simmering within you, and that's what the destination is? Like, it could be the destination, like that's where I want to get to, but understand that this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. This, it's meant to go the distance. And so when Mel was mentioning like instant microwave success and all that other stuff, I don't know about you, but I would much rather have some homemade baked mac and cheese that somebody had to shred all of the cheeses and cook down the roux and boil the noodles and do all this stuff and bake it in the oven than pop me some Mrs. Callender's in the microwave. And then it's like,
come on.
I'm good.
I always want and you know why it tastes so good? You know why? Because it was made with love.
Time, patience.
Yep. No, it's true.
Before you go, Tima, I just want one quick comment. I just thought something. Also, I just think about Tiff was talking. It just popped in my head. I was like, with purpose driven and profit driven, people also understand people can steal your profit.
What?
Can't nobody steal your purpose.
Come on. Y'all gonna make me throw something at y'all tonight.
Just getting
I'm
ready
gonna throw something at her. I'm gonna throw something right at her. I swear to
Don't
God.
look at me. I'm just saying, like you be running behind this money and this dollar sign.
You
This
lucky I ain't got
money,
no shoes. Girl,
like you can run behind the money. You want Tiffany got Tiffany in here 2 times. But
Tiffany
anyway,
came on the camera twice.
okay. I was saying people running behind this profit driven and I want my money, my money, my money. I'm like, listen, that money could be going tomorrow. And if that's all you ran behind, that's all you was focused on, now what?
Yeah.
But your purpose is God given. Nobody, we all got purpose. And even though our purposes may look similar, your purpose is yours. Can't nobody steal that from you.
That's good.
They can't.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Come on now. And hear us out. Hear us out. Because you know that I always gotta speak from both sides of the table because there's always one in the comments. We understand that the objective and the purpose of owning and running a business is to make money. We are not denying or arguing that fact. What we are saying is mindset. When you decide to start a business, to grow a business, to build something of substance, to build something sustainable, when you do it from the perspective of your purpose and serving others, the greatest way to show up in the world is in service to others, because that is something that'll keep getting refreshed. Let me tell y'all something. When God's hand is on what he's called you to do and you're doing it from a place of obedience, there is nothing no one can do to disrupt that. Nothing. Not COVID, not theft, not bad reputation, not false reputation, not lies. Nothing can disrupt it. But when you are doing it based on profit, you have an insatiable desire to get more because you're running off of selfishness. And so you're going to start cutting corners. You're going to do stuff that shysters would do. You're going to be charging people $3,000 for master classes for information that they can Google. You're going to start stealing ideas from other people. I'm telling this is what you do when you profit driven. Because all you care about is earning more and getting more so that you can say that you have all of these things. But what do you have on the inside? At the end of the day, are you proud of what you've done? Are you proud of how you've contributed to the world? If you don't have that feeling, baby, that's profit driven. And let me tell you something. I have been running this business since 2017. We have never been without. I promise you, every event gets pulled off, every book gets published, the website is still up, the emails are still, everything that we need to maintain business. Our media team is still in place, and they are not cheap because God's hand is on it, because it is purpose driven. I have members, founding members like Tiffany, who still show up year after year pouring into the new diamonds. Why? Because this is a purpose centered and purpose centric community. So if nothing else that I've said tonight resonates with you, empowers you, or inspires you, I pray that you would look at your business and say, what is my objective? What is driving my effort? What's pulling me out of bed every day? That thing that you can't stop thinking about is the thing that you're supposed to do. So if that's not what's happening in your business, you might want to reconsider what you're doing. And now I don't have no gems to drop for the gym drop, but
I know. I was
Right.
we gave it all. We left it all on the floor. All y'all got to do is pick it up.
Here go the gym drop. The gym drops are go to YouTube and watch all the gym classes.
That part.
That's the gym drop.
That part. But real quick, ladies, let's leave them with a gym because we didn't give them one last episode. I want to make sure we offer something tonight. Even though we gave a lot, just give one more final thought. Tip, I'm going to come to you first, and then I'm going to come to you, Mel, and then we are going to close out the night.
Damn, I gave them all away. Okay, my gem for this evening is operating out of integrity is never wrong, and you will never be shortchanged. This is a marathon. It is not a sprint, and you got this.
I love that. I love that. All right, Mel, give them a gem.
You've been dropping gems all episode. I'm like, be conscious of what you're branding. And understand that you are the most present representation of your brand.
Oh, that's good.
So if you're shady, if you're unethical, if you're cutting corners, eventually your business will too.
That is so good. Right. Boom. I wish we had something. The business advice I wanted to give again, yeah, you got to know your market. Yes, you have to know your target audience. Yeah, you have to know your competition, your statistics, all the business stuff we learn in business school. I want to offer the stuff that is not taught in business school, and that is to trust yourself. The hardest thing about running a business is being able to stay laser focused and big picture perspective at the same time. It is so hard because when you're looking at everything else that everyone else is doing, second guessing, social comparison, all of that can happen. And so you have to figure out how to see what's going on around you so that you can stay competitive, stay relevant, and stay modern and, obviously contemporary, but also be so focused on the vision that you created with God for yourself that you're not deterred by what you see. And I know that sounds like a lot, but if you lock in to your vision and you lock into what you know you heard you were supposed to do, everything around you is just going to be motivation and inspiration. It's just going to be information. It's just going to be, a push or a nudge. It is not going to be discouragement. It is not going to be defeat. It is not going to be negative. It's not going to impact you negatively. So yes, look at everything going on around you, but make sure that you are locked in with what you know that you are here to accomplish, whether it's in business, whether it's in a business. Make sure that you stay true to what you heard. So look, we had an amazing show. I enjoyed hearing from my co-hosts. Y'all were dropping gems all night long. Thank you for all the love in the comments. Sorry we did not get to come back and greet you and love on you, but we are so glad that you are here week after week. We really appreciate the love. Continue to like, share, subscribe, engage, comment, drop those hearts, drop those thumbs up. Make sure that you pump up our algorithms. We could really use the traction. And until next time.
Wait, next week is Dear Diamond.
Oh, yeah.
So,
thank you.
Make sure you go to the website and submit your Dear Diamond letters. www.diamondwriters.com. Huh?
We have 2 so far, right?
Yep. No.
3.
We have 3. 3.
Yay!
So make sure go over to www.diamondwriters.com and submit your Dear Diamond letter so that it can be featured on our next episode.
Yes.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You want some advice? You want our input? Not sure how to answer or solve a problem? We got you. So definitely go hit us up. All right, that was it. I make sure.
And it's anonymous. We don't say who you are.
Fully anonymous.
Right.
So you put your anonymous alias name. We won't tell the world who you are, but you can tune in and get some insight.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Mel, because I totally forgot. See, listen, this is why I need them. This is why we are a we and not a me. But now we're ready. Tiff, anything else before I try to do our okay. So as always, y'all already know what it is. Until the next time, y'all continue to hustle
And shine.
Good night, folks.